Well, welcome back to Let's Play Final Fantasy XIV. The queue took only about 3 minutes, which was strange, but very well. Okay, so he says if he can't convince a bird to follow him, then what hope does he have to convince the Zayla? Kosetsu's like, no bird will be my downfall. And Lise is like, we're gonna put on our running shoes, and then we're gonna claim first prize in the marathon, and then we'll beat the next 3 marathons too. Like, she's just like not even worried. She's getting amped. Son of a bitch. Let me in! Let me in! Oh god, excuse me, sorry about that. I drank a V8 this morning, a vegetable one. It was disgusting. But I feel energized. Bardam's medal. Looks like it's sort of a path lined by stones. I love watching the intro cutscenes. Oh, we got a dancer. Doing us dance partner and stuff. Oh, let's not disappoint him. Oh, this tank's gonna take it all the way, huh? I hope we don't die. Oh, we'll get to AoEing like crazy here in a second. Just gotta build up our buffs first. I shouldn't have used that. It's kind of sad. The Kenki related AoE Kyuten, which I just wasted Kenki doing. It's kind of in a hard place with its potency because it costs 25, but if you had to choose between doing it and buffing Tenkagoken, you buff Tenkagoken because the total potency gain you get on Tenkagoken is more. But there's this weird artifact thing for AoEs in this game where each AoE has a maximum number of targets it can actually hit. Tenkagoken's is like, I think 8 or 9, and Hisatsu Kyuten is like 12. So if you've got like a really huge pull, you have to like do some more mental math, and it's kind of ridiculous. But well, at least these tanks and healer are confident, I guess. Of course, what I said about those AoEs and their target limit, it may have changed by now. I'm just quoting what I saw in like a little samurai guide when Stormblood came out. So I was curious to know, you know, what the other parts of the player base thought about it. Pass, blood of my blood, for you are the dawn and of the steppe. Hey, it's a Garula. This is a Final Fantasy V reference. Also, it was hard to have noticed probably because I wasn't targeting it, but this boss is actually asleep until you hit it. Also, the dancer is going to die because that is a proximity-based charge attack. Goodbye, dancer. You died for my uptime. Truly, the greatest of support classes. Although honestly, the Garula wouldn't have charged, and he wouldn't have moved until, you know, until he charged, and so I wouldn't have lost uptime anyway, but that's what they were attempting to do. That's why they moved in close. They didn't want it to move. I can appreciate their sacrifice. Hopefully this time they'll understand that they need to move away. Okay, this time they should live. Hopefully. Yay! They did it! Stunned. The sheep's AoEs will actually put you to sleep. Coral's AoE will paralyze you and damage you, and the boos or whatever, they will just damage you a lot. And this dungeon drops item level 276 gear, including 276 weapons. So any gear we can get from here will be upgrades for everything except for our hands and feet, because our hands and feet are item level 279. So. Also, because we're back into leveling dungeon territory, which this was also true for the Shishui of the Violet Tide and Siren Song Sea, we're guaranteed to get a piece of gear for the job we're on at the end of the dungeon. And it's guaranteed to be a job we don't have gear on yet, so that'll be pretty nice. You see, we got these giant golems. You can kind of see the face, but you know, it was blocking our path. And there's another one down there. And on this pull, if you've got a Limit Break 2 already, feel free to use it, because this next boss doesn't really require high damage or anything like that. You'll see what I mean about it when we get done with this pull. It's another one of those golems. This will be quite the fight, won't it? Oh, except we're locked out of combat. With death will you dance. The first trial is upon you. Hunter of Bardom. Got an AoE and a couple of AoEs and a gaze attack at the same time. Uh-oh, looks like the healer failed the test. If you get hit twice, you fail the round. And there's more than one round, so if you fail one round, try not to worry about it too much. The second trial is upon you. Get into the towers. And then overlap those AoEs. And this one, you just want to run around in circles. It's basically how they did the twister mechanic back in turn 5 with Quintania. This is relatively how twisters work. By running in circles, you know, without overlapping your original path was the jam. And that's not entirely true, but that's how I always imagined it worked. Man, oh, the dancer got too. As long as one party member doesn't fail, you'll pass on to the next round, or the next trial, basically. Be not afraid of falling stuff. Yeah, it's like a little computer screen. You can see the meteor that's way up there. This is an interesting bit here. And victory is ours. Ye, you are worthy accessors of Bardom. Yours is the step and everything in it. And then the weird golem, like, crumbles and falls away. Ooh, choker slaying. Big stats on that. Aw, no crit. But even without crit, the strength up on it should be worthwhile. So, let's get that on. Get that puppy on. Chicka-cha. Just a little more HP, too. Hey, look! Final Fantasy XI references. That Kun Shavar is... Or Shavar is a, it's a Cardian from Windurst. I don't remember what triggers it, if it's time or if it's killing this pole. But you see that giant boulder there? Swing! The gate opens and lets it go. And there's giant Yol statues. Oh hey! Code of striking! I'll take it. I'm surprised that this tank didn't go all out on this pull. Maybe they don't trust the healer anymore or something. I mean, the hardest pull in my opinion is that one that they did with right before the second boss there, because the giant bird, the zoo, it hits the entire party and also applies a nasty wind burn. And then everything in that pull hits really hard. So, just my opinion though. Although I guess technically the first pull they could have done in this dungeon is way harder. At the start of this dungeon, you can actually pull all the way up to the first gate. And that is literally like an insanity move, because it's like, I think like 11 monsters with really fast telegraphs that are they're not like lethal, but they're damn near lethal. And I've done it before on Paladin because I had Clemency, and Paladin at this point has the MP trait to make Clemency only cost half of what it normally costs, and Hallowed Ground and all that. I had a really damn good healer too. But even with all that, it's really, you know, imminent domain. Paladin, sword and shield. Hey look, it's a Zayla riding a Yol cave painting. There's a Yol. Looks like a gray moose shoo. Maybe it's bigger though? The getting gear ruined the cutscene dynamics. Ah well. You can't have everything. Maybe in the future, if we're going this fast, I won't bot stuff, so that won't happen. But it'd be a shame to let the gear go to waste. Careful about getting in front of it. It's got a really nasty cleave that functions as a tank buster. But it just comes out at timed intervals. Wind Unbound. And this time it should leave us and the ad page should start. Why'd you take my dance partner? Maybe it was a misclick? Or maybe they're trying to outdamage me for some crazy reason? I don't see how they could on Dancer, but unless I died, or, yeah, you know, whatever. That was strange. Now, if we can get it close to 10%, then I can limit break it before it flies away. Nah, okay, it's gonna get away. Maybe I should have limit braked. Whatever. Just to let you see its mechanics. It's got the same wing mechanics as Teomon from Samal. But it's not dead. It's now tamed. That's how you tame a Yule. Oh, we had 2 bunny girls and what was the healer? I guess I'll calm the dancer. Oh, the Midlander. Okay. And Passable Peak. That's warrior. I don't need that. Try to take the... Okay, whatever. Let's look at these cave paintings real quick. Let's see, they got horses. And I don't know what those are. And more horses. And I still don't know what those are. Like those obelisk-looking things. And then boos, a whole bunch of boos. Smaller birds, boos. Guy riding a Yule. Wonder what we got for our guaranteed. Oh, we got the Ring of Slaying. Okay. So we can upgrade yet again. I'd hate to get rid of my Mood Horn Ring of Slaying just because, but the Nomad's Ring is clearly better. It's 8 more strength. Wish we'd have gotten the bracelet. That would have been nice. But most importantly, we got this nice body here, which, I mean, I'm gonna immediately glamour. But yeah, you can get that. That's what all these sets look like. They're basically Zayla clothing or Mongolian robes. And they're worth it. Let's see. Doesn't really matter what I meld into it. I'd prefer direct hit, I guess. Which would mean taking some out of this ring. Where'd that ring go? Oh, the mood sued ring or whatever. Yeah. We can extract materia first. Probably give this crit. And then start retrieving materia. Yes, I did a bunch of pointless overmelts because tier 5 materia are so super duper cheap. I reasoned that it would be a good, just a good thing to do, and I kind of like melding gear a lot, so I meld gear a lot. Alright. And here we go. Okay, we've been inside for pretty much exactly 20 minutes, so we've been recording for like 21. Got a couple of commendations. Oh, yeah. That's what I'm talking about. It was kind of hard to notice, but we went to the end of a canyon, basically. And now we've come back out the way we came in. Which I don't really know how it did was since we fell down that waterfall. But maybe this is like, So Lise did it by herself. And she's the second one to come out. That means she's practically my equal in combat terms. I'm sure we won't have to wait that long. How do the tamed Yols know which whistle is which? Maybe there's some sort of crystal in the whistles that like binds to the user and they're following the noise creates like an aether trail or something. Indeed we are, indeed we are. I guess let's grab the tiger skin coat of fending, since we didn't really... I mean, I think we managed to snag some fending gear in there, but we didn't really get that much. The Children of Azim. Or Azim? Or Azim? Backwards it's Misa. Tell me something about Alice, huh? I can dig it. I can dig it.
Mission accomplished. Everything still in one piece?
More or less, aye. That mountainous monstrosity came as quite a surprise. Who knew that the steppe held such secrets?
Guess he's talking about the golems trial, huh?
I see the two of you emerged similarly unscathed. Well then, by my reckoning, there is naught left to prevent us from taking part in the Nardam.
You! Yea, you who have walked Bardam's metal. Newborn warriors of the steppe. Our Khan demands an audience. You will come.
Why are K's silent in Mongolian?
I remember those clothes. He's Oronir, isn't he? What should we do?
Ordinarily, I would politely decline, but this may be an opportunity to assess their strength. And we do have some time before the Nardam begins. If it all goes to plan, they will be fighting for us soon enough. What say you? Shall we go and greet our comrades-to-be?
Hell yeah.
Whatever happens, we shouldn't keep Siren and the others waiting. Let's be ready to make a swift exit, alright?
Well, if they'll let us have a swift exit.
We accept your Khan's generous invitation. Lead the way.
Ian's actually barely taller than Lys. I guess he's got like Midlander height, maybe. Or maybe short Highlanders are shorter than I remember. There's that aetheryte I was talking about. The green banner looks cooler, and I don't like the color yellow, but I don't like the Buduga as much as I like the Oronir, so...
Two banners. So it's not just Oronir we're dealing with.
Ho ho ho, you are correct, ma'am.
Most radiant Brother Magni, we have brought the ones you seek.
You conquered Bardam's metal.
As warriors of the Mole, aye. You were the Khan here, yes? Why have you summoned us? Mayhap to propose a joint endeavor?
Nay, Doman, we shall not speak as equals. Born of the sun are Oronir, and born of the earth are you. When I learned of trespassers, I bade my warriors take their measure, to flay them if they failed. But if by the grace of Azim they should survive their trials and emerge anointed, then bring them hither to pay tribute. Tribute, should it prove satisfactory, shall earn you the favor of the sun. His beloved shall bask in his radiance, and their supplications be duly considered.
So you want us to bow down and serve you? What if we don't feel like it?
The defiant will suffer in shadow. It would be an affront to the resplendent Azim himself to refuse this generous offer when by rights you should be condemned. But in lieu of tribute, swear fealty to the sun. Pledge to him your body and soul. Promise to serve him unto death, and you may know his glory. A generous offer granted to but few, though perchance this is too merciful. It seems our brothers of the Buddha want you. The men only. Like the Borlak and women. Though you know them not either, I'm sure. No matter. All you need know is that you will serve, one way or another.
That much does indeed seem plain. However, as we are but newborn warriors who know little of your customs, we struggle to conceive of ways in which we might be of service to the most gracious and illustrious son.
You make mock of us, Doman. Do not do so again. You will be given a task. It will be difficult. You will carry it out. When you have accepted this, you may ask me what it is.
No, it can't be that hard. I'm sure it's just something you don't want to do. Or that you possibly lack the tact to do. Dido cool, huh? That must be the Buddha guy. Ooh, guess we'll take the healing robe. Warriors of the Steppe, by the grace of our most radiant brother, you will not die this day, but instead be granted an opportunity to contribute to our cause. Rejoice, for this is a great honor indeed. Serve well, and you will be rewarded. You keep calling Magni your most radiant brother. You're not related or something, are you? I mean, technically, all Ornir are descendants of Father Azim, but if you mean to ask if our mothers are one and the same, then no. The most radiant is the elder brother of Tui Younger, the strongest and most deserving of respect. No more interruptions. Your duties are as follows. You, the Red Woman, you will milk our beasts. To grow strong, one must be fed, and we have great need of, what is that, comus? Or almus? And cheese? The K is silent, it's umus. But if the K is not, it's kumus. Is that it? I mean, I'm not happy about all this, but I suppose I can go along for now. You, the one who lumbers as a mountain. An old warrior, I see. We have arms and armor in need of repair. Go and speak with our menders. I have no talent for delicate work, but if that is your wish, then so be it. You, the insolent fool. As for you... This one carries the fire. Buddha would take his measure. Seek my comrade outside, tending to the stores. He will give you your task. You will know him by his cloth. Unlike they of the yellow, we are of the green. I, for one, would welcome the opportunity to learn more of the Buddha and their ways. It would be an honor. Careful, he and they out for that booty. Now I'm patrol for booty. For man's butt. Not that there's anything wrong with that. It's just... it's a little weird. We don't let women in our tribe. Well, how do you reproduce? How do you become a self-sufficient tribe? We don't. That's why they're partnered to the Oronir, so that they can... They basically recruit men from other tribes, or basically it's like conscription into a military. They sort of force it upon you. Among other things. Isn't the sky for the steppe pretty when it's not raining or cloudy or foggy? Also, since Samurai's up to level 67 now, we might as well work on Dark Knight. Clyde. Dive into Azim Khat below the Dawn Throne. Gather sword grass from the lake bed. It is an invaluable ingredient in many medicines. 8 bundles will you bring. You will need to dive deep to obtain that which you seek, but that shall pose no trouble for a true warrior, no? Some say that the dominion of the Dawnfather and the Duskmother does not extend beneath the water, but ours does indeed. The Oronir fear not above nor below. Speak with the guard to descend. We shall speak again when you have finished. Speak with the guard? What kind of chump do you take me for, you dumbass? I'm just gonna jump straight off. Oh wait, I guess I got to for the quest. Okay, dadgummit. I wanna just jump off. Cause you can just jump off. I mean, yeah, go below so that the quest marker will stop being above your head. I don't remember having to speak to him before, but I guess enough people complained that they didn't know how to go up and down without getting the aetherite that, you know, they took the fun out of this quest. Because, I mean, he tells you the same thing. He tells you can speak to the guide to descend, you know, to go down there, and it's like, or I could just jump off and teleport back up, but you know, whatever. And this is the only place to dive in the steppe, so as far as water zones go, you know, if it's not Ruby Sea, then basically it's restricted to sort of lakes and deep, you know, deep ponds or whatever. I'm trying to think about which area has the most water compared to Ruby Sea. I want to say it's Yangtze, but there's another zone that we have yet to get to, the final zone, that actually, you know, is... We got 3 of 8. We're looking for shiny... Yeah, there's one. And of course this task is effortless for us because we have that Beastman blessing. I'm sure for the normal warriors of the steppe, you know, they'd have to dive down, you know, struggle to get this deep, to get deep enough to get quality grass or whatever, and then, you know, swim back up and gasp for air for a while, take a break, come back like an hour later and dive in for one more piece, you know, or something like that. Ooh, goody, there's just one more. One time, my friends and I played a game of hide and seek in the Azim steppe. And I hid in the water, but I realized, you know, it wouldn't be that hard to find me down here, and it's probably the first place they look. So I actually, there's a little stream waterfall or whatever, and You know, it's like, I think it's that one actually right over there. Yeah, it is. And if you actually swim right over to that waterfall, it'll cover up your character completely. And they never did find me. They told me, like, they're like, where are you? You know, like, they looked all over a few times. They're just like, where are you? And I was just like, well, I guess turn names on and find me. I was like, do you see me? Do you see me? No? No, you don't? If I had names on, you'd be able to see it, right? That's one thing that sucks about playing hide and seek. If your friends feel like cheating, there's no way for you to, you know, prove that they didn't just turn names on. I don't like playing with names on though, because I think it looks ridiculous to have everyone's name floating above their head at all times. It also clutters up the screen, and I mean, oops. Well, I guess we can just teleport from underwater, right? So, whatever. But, yeah, I like my screen to not being super duper cluttered. It's cluttered enough. When I send screenshots of my HUD layout to people who don't play this game, they're like, oh god, you know, that looks like vomit on the screen, and it's like, what? Yep. Potions to induce paralysis. It's a shame that paralysis potions I have don't work on anything over level 50. I don't think they ever upgraded that potion set. I wish they did, because it would be nice to be able to inflict stuff like paralysis or blind on enemies on any job that were, you know, normal enemies. Because that could really help for soloing stuff. Yep. They bade me carry various goods and sundries from storehouse to storehouse. Alas, it was difficult to learn much with all the Boudica swarming around me. You dove deep into the waters to harvest swordgrass. I see that as well. Most radiant Brother Magni, we have given you tribute as demanded. Were we to beg leave to depart with our comrades, would you consent? We never intended to press you into our service, and tribute offered in good faith cannot be denied. To grant you none in return would be an affront to Father Azim. However, the boon must be proportional to the supplications. What you ask far exceeds what you have earned. Then, if we must remain here, would you at least permit us to learn more of your people and your ways? Timolan Hatun taught me but a fraction, you see. How this world born of gods was to be their battlefield, their creations to fight in their stead. How Azim, father of the dawn, he who birthed the sun, and Nama, mother of the dusk, she who birthed the moon, made the O-Ra. Yet though these children warred for a time, eventually they laid down their arms and came to love one another. And so the gods bequeathed this world to their children and ascended to the heavens whence they came. Those born of the Dawn Father were called the Rain, and those born of the Dusk Mother were called the Zayla. So it was, and ever after. But I say it to you, Brother Magni, how can this be? How can Oronir be the children of Azim if they are Zayla born of Nama? You amuse me, Dolmen, how you wield your ignorance as a weapon. Very well, I bid you speak with our elders and learn the truth of this world. Quest complete. For the love of the moon. We could get some level 66 gauntlets if we wanted to. Udutai, huh? Well, we got some upgrades from the Azim Steppe anyway, and we definitely want to take them on. We want to... I wish these were dyeable, because I actually really like them, the way they look. It almost makes me want to dye my get-up metallic silver. In fact, I might do that. But what else did we get? Oh yeah, we got feet. We definitely gotta glam those. Let's see. What pants do I have these glam to right now, anyway? Oh, the Chaos. Okay. I don't think we got a body piece, but we did pick up... We did pick up a body piece, and at the risk of... Oh, I can't discard that. Okay, let's get rid of that. I don't need that. And let's get rid of... Scarlian robe? I don't need that. Where's my tiger skin coat? There it is. You know, other than the boots, this actually looks okay. Let's see, no... maybe. This wouldn't look half bad if I could dye them marsh green. What's their default color? I guess their default color would also work. Gold. Oops. But nah, I guess, well, let's keep it simple. Let's keep it simple. Let's just go with the glam I had before. For now. Or, let's dye. I was like, what? One of the reasons you want to upgrade your tank gear, especially if you continue on as tank, is these defense values that are going up. They matter a lot, and I mean a lot. It can't be understated. Like, also at this point, tank gear that you get from Stormblood, it's gonna stop having direct hit on it completely. So anytime you can get direct hit, that's kind of the bee's knees. And ultimately, what you meld in doesn't really matter that much, because you're gonna replace this gear pretty much just as quick as you get it. So just one of those things. I just like to make sure I have some sort of materia in my materia slots. It's a crying shame how many players just do not give a good god dang about what quality of gear they have on. But yeah, you can see our direct hit amount is going down the more gear we get. That's one of the ways they decide to limit tank DPS, or start limiting tank DPS relative to damage dealing DPS, or damage dealer DPS. Yeah. Let's just be about it. Normally said about very serious things. This time it's, ooh, horses. This time it's set about gathering sheep. And we gotta find 4 lost sheep. And they're slightly annoying to find. That's alright with me. But also, since we got a new mount, we might as well, you know, I guess the horn went into the first available, there it is, yell whistle. Now, you remember Rabon Savage, right? Okay, high atop the granite peaks of Othar's famed crescent do the old claim their demesne? Descending to the Azim steppe to prey upon the soft warriors who pretend not to fear the winged monsters of their ancestors' tale. Rare indeed is it that a Yol might cede its back to the likes of man, though to those who have proved their mettle, the creatures have been known to make exception. Yeah, see, big bird. And the thing about him is you remember Rabon Savage, right? Well, the people who could get past it, some of them didn't know how long their luck would last, so they just started blasting through. And in an MMO like this that's so story-focused, not everyone, in fact, a surprisingly large amount of people, do not pay attention to the story at all for some godforsaken reason, and they just skip every single cutscene. Or insert their own dialogue, or, you know, just like, if it interests them, they might read it, like if they're skim reading to find interesting tidbits here and there. But for the most part, they just frickin' skip everything. And if you just skip all these cutscenes, you know, some of these cutscenes have taken up to as long as 30 to 45 minutes. So they saved themselves, you know, like 2/3 of their total playtime. Right, like if I had been doing this Let's Play and I had just been like, if you want to see the story, get the game yourself, I would probably already be done with it. Right, like, that's how much of a difference skipping cutscenes makes. Right, like I had a friend who, he quit, he played for about a year, and then he quit and came back, and that's actually my friend in my free company, Neptunius Rex. He played from, I guess it was the beginning of 2015. Like, no, I guess it was the end of 2014. Okay, he played from the end of 2014 to the... So he played from about November 2014 till about September of 2015. And the last thing he did before he quit was Void Ark. And then he went on deployment for 45 days in a ballistic missile submarine. And when he came back, he got his crafters up to making item level 250 gear, which at the time was a real big deal for crafters. Took like he had to have the highest crafting gear and the hardest crafting stuff. Made himself a full set, decided, you know, he'd done everything he wanted to do, told me to watch his house, handed me 80 million gil, and said, I might play again someday, but for right now the game's not holding my interest. And he quit. So he played, you know, he played for about, what, like 11 months? Almost, he played for almost a year. And then he quit. And he just came back about the time we were in... I think I had just finished the Aerie, maybe? Either that or it was Samal, something like that. I could probably look back in the LP history to see. Actually it was right as I was getting into Heavensward is when he came back. I know, because one of the reasons I decided to move Clyde to Excalibur was because my friend came back. But so yeah, here we are almost 5 years later. It's like 4 years and like 7 months later or whatever, and he comes back to play the game. And he was back at like 3.2 or 3.3. He hadn't done Zelphatol yet. And then he just started zooming. He started zooming. He started doing the story because I told him, you know, he's like, I just want to get back into crafting, man. You know, I don't really care about the story. I don't really care about the stuff, the battle content, all that much. I just want to, you know, get the crafting done. Man, he's got a lot of scales on his face. I wonder if that's something that just sort of happens to them as they age. Let's keep it with the theme of war going here. They had a bitter war. Azim and Nama were lovers. Oh, they fought in the beginning, as did their creations. That much is true. But when they saw how the Zayla and the Rain rose above their hatreds and joined hands in harmony, their hearts stirred, and the love their children shared became theirs as well. Alas, he was of the sun, and she of the moon. Apart they must remain, lest day and night cease to be, and with them all creation. With sadness in their hearts they returned to the heavens, he to the day, she to the night, destined to walk before and after, never to meet. As time passed, Azim's yearning for his beloved grew deeper still. Was there truly naught that could be done, he wondered? At last he knew. If the father cannot be with the mother, then he shall go amongst her children, now and ever after. So it was that Azim took a fragment of his being, and with it fashioned an avatar. Clad in scale of midnight, he descended, and sought out the Zayla. Yet he was the first Oranir. We are of his flesh and his blood. We are the children of Azim, and it is our duty to watch over and keep the Zayla safe. I confess, I did not expect the tale of your people's beginnings to be quite so romantic. Yet I must ask, if it is your duty to defend the Zayla, how can you go to war with them in the Nadam? Is that not a contradiction? If a father disciplines his son, does that mean there is no love in his heart? Zayla are not wont to kneel. They must be made to. Only then will they heed reason. I see, such is the way of the steppe. And such is the way of a lot of people in the real world, too. Thank you, Elder, for sharing with us your wisdom. Eager to depart? Ere you go, you would do well to hear the end of my tale. When Nama looked down and saw the avatar of Azim, she knew him at once, and shed tears of love and longing. When they struck the earth, they rose anew as a counterpart to the Oranir, their fates entwined. So you see, for every son of Azim is a daughter of Nama, for whom he must search, even now. Their arrogance is rooted in the belief that they must act as caretakers of all Zayla. Therefore, if we can prove to them that we come as kindred spirits, seeking to defeat a common foe. But mayhap this is a discussion for after we win the Nadam. Come, let us return to Magnai. I think we're almost out of time here, right? I started recording, what was it, like 7:55, 7:56, wasn't it? Well, in that case, let me go see, you know, if we can start collecting Aether Currents here. Because... dicks. No, but, no, for real, this is like the next zone, you know, that you could quickly unlock flying in. Because it's not split in half. 4 out of the 6... No, I guess, well, no. Half of the zones in Stormblood are cut in half. I've mentioned this before, but the fringes, the peaks, and Yangtze are all cut in half. And, oh, yeah, and No. Okay, and the Ruby Sea, the Azim Steppe, and the last zone are not cut in half. But